the back side of the garden, and this is where we originally had corn earlier this year. We pulled out all that corn, and we're actually starting a whole second batch of corn. Keith is actually moving the corn way back down into the corner. Let me take you down there so you can see what he's doing. All right, guys, so we're giving a quick update on these paper pots, and look at the roots on these. They are amazing, popping out down in the bottom. We actually started the corn on June 23rd. Two types of corn, Eureka and Jackpot. So before we get into planting these out into the garden, let me show you how we make the paper pots.
No real secret to these. The only thing I recommend, this is plastic versus glass. For some reason the plastic doesn't seem to hold the friction, so when you're pulling it off, plastic seems to work better. The other thing is, on your length, pretty much all I look to do is try to go around 1.5 times. So there's your, 1.5, and then I start to fold in where that ends. Another thing that's not necessarily you have to have, but it's nice, is the bottom's got a little bit of an indentation there, so when you push it down it seems to hold. So we just use some hardwood bark mulch that we're doing for up potting, and we just sifted this to get some of the bigger chips out, but this seems to work just fine for us.
So that's how we created the paper pots. So we're gonna actually go out into the garden and plant some of these today.
So this is just a small little auger that you use typically for bulbs. We use it for our paper pots to dig the holes, and it just makes life real easy. Better than using a shovel. This we're doing because some of you may know, if you've seen in other videos, this is all red clay down under here. So this is just a mixture of some triple shredded hardwood bark mulch and then a soil mixture. It's 50% compost, 50% topsoil. This is just how we've had the most success. As we start, I know there's a lot of people will just start corn outside. I prefer to start it indoors, and the reason, and it's worked for us, is then I can plant this corn a little bit deeper. It'll give her a better root system, so that way when we got windy days or bad storms, they may not tip over as easily. So now that these are in, once they're all done, I'll just put a layer of leaf mulch, and I'll leave these wood chips here on the side as walking path for us. So, but as you can see here, here's the difference. Here it is. So we're going to be still putting in about 3 inches worth of soil here to level it off.
So what Keith is doing here is 2 rows. Well, it'll actually be 3 rows.
3 rows.
But the 2 rows are 9 inches apart for the corn, with about a 1 foot walking path in the middle, give or take. Another set of 2 rows 9 inches apart, and then he'll do the final row over here of the same thing.
I'll try to keep it in a square. It's always better to, for pollination, it's better to keep it in a square than, you don't want to go with just a single long row. You won't get the pollination to happen. So at least this little bit of space here too might help with a little bit better wind flow for pollination. Plus, this is our second round of corn. As Lori was saying, we had the corn up there, but last year we put the corn in the same place twice, and our second batch of corn got destroyed by some corn worms. So we never ended up with a second round of corn. I just pulled it up, unfortunately, and the pest didn't come until, late in the season, and all the corn was just infested with pests. So hopefully in a different spot here, a different variety, we'll have better luck. We'll see what happens. This is all just kind of, we're trying to see if we can get some better luck in some different spots of the yard.
so let me let Keith finish this up, and when he's done with getting the corn in, I'll show you what it looks like. So all the corn has been planted in this section. Keith has already added the dirt, and now he is just covering it with the leaf mulch. It's pretty hot today, huh? Yeah, it is brutal today, guys. So the corn is in, on to the next project.